What's up, man?
What's going on?
Man, it's been a minute.
Feeling rusty. we are at that stage in our lives where our lives are not controlled by us.
Yeah. I like to. We should go the other route.
We should.
We do what we want.
We do.
We release podcasts when we want. We do them when we want. Nobody tells us what to do.
Well, we could say that, but it wouldn't be true.
It's not. But
It's mainly because our kids are at an age where we have to do stuff for them.
Yeah.
And then work.
I'm trying to get Nate in that Korean baseball league.
We're not independently wealthy. That's why you need to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
We need your money. I'm tired of working.
We're trying to quit our jobs and just have a podcast.
Yeah.
Why isn't this working?
Yeah, it's not fair.
Well, if we halfway tried, maybe.
Maybe.
We don't promote it. We don't.
So our 30 people that watch this, tell some other people.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get like, what, 6?
Maybe.
And then the moon.
Yeah, but those 6 would be like, we haven't seen an episode in 2 months.
That's true.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Try to do better?
No. It's like that
He said no.
law of diminishing returns. You know what that is?
No.
So law of diminishing returns is like, so if you own a business and you're really profitable in this business, but now you've gotten so good that you need to hire an employee. So you hire an employee, but now since you have the employee, you have less profit because you have to pay the employee, all the stuff that goes with paying the employee. You get more employees than you have to have, what do you call it, when you get hurt?
The workman's comp?
Workman's comp. You got to pay the workman's comp. You got to pay your taxes on all that stuff. And so your profit as the company grows diminishes because of the growth that you have in the company.
Wow.
So you have this law of diminishing returns.
So we need to downsize.
Same thing happens in this, yeah. Yeah, it's up. If we all do funds and games because we do what we want,
Yeah.
well, you get what you get.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how it goes.
We do what we want.
We do what we want. And we will. That will remain true.
Yes.
Yeah. The moment we don't do what we want in this, it won't happen anymore.
Yeah, then you'll have no episodes.
Yeah. The first episode we do where it's not fun,
Yeah.
that better be the last.
It's over.
That'll be the last one we do. Like, that wasn't fun. Why are we doing this?
We'll have to do one more and be like, we're out. And then that's it.
Yeah. Jerry ticked me off today, so
Yeah.
which has not really happened in our relationship.
Not in a long time.
I mean, there'll be moments, but
There was adolescent.
oh yeah. Well, 2 young teenage or guys, testosterone and foolishness.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna happen. But even when I dropped you on your head, you weren't mad about it.
No, it was almost cool. Almost.
Captain Insano shows no mercy. Nobody gets that reference now. We're that far
Yeah.
from those days. Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking a guy at work a couple days ago. We started quoting "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" Me and this other dude, and the younger guy at work was like, "I think you've never seen it." No, but like Waterboy, they don't watch movies.
See, I thought, well, that's true. Well, that might play into something I want to talk about later. But
Oh man, we'll have to hold that thought then.
yeah,
So who goes first?
kids these days. Oh, you got this.
All right.
You take the point.
I have my notes.
Oh wait, is this like Karnak? You're gonna...
No, it's.
Oh.
I'm going to talk about
Sports.
baseball,
Yes.
and diets.
Diet.
Yes, but not like you would think. So I'm going to tell you about Babe Ruth first, just to get to
Cocaine and fried chicken.
what I really want. It's close to get to really what I want to talk about,
Okay.
which is football.
Football. Wait.
So we're going to go from Babe Ruth to football.
Okay.
So just so everybody's aware.
All sports.
So Babe Ruth,
Mm-hmm.
I came across this video where they talked about his diet. And we know Babe Ruth, he was kind of a decently hefty
He's
guy.
a heavy hitter.
Yeah. But, so, we'll get right into this. For breakfast, he would have a pint of whiskey.
A pint.
Yes, but cut with ginger ale, of course.
But you're still drinking the pint of whiskey.
A pint of whiskey. This is breakfast.
So a pint is a pound the world around. So it's 16 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 of these, right? No, that's 1 of these. So this is a full thing of whiskey.
Yeah. And some, maybe a splash of ginger ale.
Yeah.
I don't know the ratio, but
Yeah,
he
we
would
don't know
also,
we don't know how much ginger ale, but we know a pint of whiskey.
yes,
Okay.
he would also have a steak.
Mm-hmm.
This
is breakfast.
Yes, this is just breakfast. I'll let you know when we move on to the next meal.
Okay.
So yeah, steak, 4 fried eggs.
Wait, I gotta write this down for my when I do my, what do they call that when you meal prep?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna want to. This will kick the diabetes right out of you. I guarantee it.
What kind of whiskey did you say?
You know, it didn't say.
It was Prohibition, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was probably close around there. So, but you're Babe Ruth.
Your Babe Ruth.
You do what you want.
You do what you want.
There's Babe Ruth and ADK. Do what we want.
Pint of whiskey and steak right now. Not
Yeah.
sounding bad.
All right, 4 fried eggs.
Still the same thing, right? You're not okay.
Yeah, this is still breakfast.
Golly.
Fried potatoes.
This was peak meal performance.
Yes. That's kind of what I'm going to get at here.
Okay.
So you got the fried potatoes.
Boil and mash and put them in a stew.
Yeah. And then a pot of coffee.
A whole pot.
Whole pot.
Oh my god, I'd be
So this is
shaking.
This is Babe Ruth waking up. Now we're gonna.
This is right up Jeremy alley. Though.
Yes,
Everything
this is why I love this. So now we're gonna move on to lunch. Lunch is 2 porterhouse steaks.
Gosh.
This is the best one because I could just see Babe Ruth pounded down 2 heads of lettuce. So like, just in your hand, maybe, with blue cheese. And then you have that sensible side of 2 plates of fries.
2 plates.
2 plates. 2 plates.
Wow.
So then, afternoon snack is 4 hot dogs. And 4 Coca-Colas. Now this is where they stopped. I don't know what Babe Ruth had for dinner, or
If he ate it.
he may have just went back to the whiskey
Right.
after that. But all right, so Babe Ruth is 6'2", 215 pounds, which I was surprised at.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not up. I guess back then that was probably huge. So this dude, 2,873 hits over his career, 714 home runs, which is like I think it's like 3rd now on the list. He's 3rd or 4th on the all-time home run. He retired, or when he quit baseball, he had a 342 batting average. So a 300 is considered excellent batting average. But Babe Ruth also was a pitcher. So this is regular season. He had a 2.28 ERA, which once again 300's elite. He had 107, I think that's complete games, 488 strikeouts, 17 shutout games. That's where nobody scored on him, and 94 wins. He was 3-0 in the World Series with an ERA of .87. Pitching in the World Series. So, it's a great Bambino.
Yeah.
Now, times have changed.
A little bit.
All these athletes are, I think I read somewhere, and once again, we don't fact check. We say that a lot.
Yep.
But I read somewhere once that LeBron James, he spends like $1 million a year on his body. And then you have athletes like Tom Brady,
yeah.
like Tom Brady. These guys probably spend a lot of money being healthy.
Yeah, just on their diet, nutrition. They have nutritionists, they have trainers, they have around the clock physicians probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here you have Babe Ruth just waking up, pounding down a pint of whiskey, steak, eggs, potatoes. And like I said, we don't even know what he had for dinner. Like I said, I don't know.
Well, I'm just thinking the price of the food here.
Yeah.
In our time, you got 3 steaks a day. I mean,
Yeah.
plus 4 hot dogs. Yeah, you can get hot dogs for $1 a piece at Costco, but 4 Coca-Colas, 2 plates of fries. God.
And this was an elite athlete.
Okay.
Really could still make the argument. One of the greatest hitters of all times, and not a bad pitcher either.
Who would you compare to Babe Ruth nowadays?
Well, nowadays Shohei Ohtani. does the same thing. Last night, I should have wrote it down. I watched the Dodgers game. He hit a home run and he pitched. He pitched deep into the game, and did pretty decent. So he's the only one though that I can remember all the years I've watched baseball where you had a guy that could hit and pitch. And we'll see how Shohei's career compares once he's done. But
I like that dude though.
we just had the NFL draft. So how excited are you about the NFL? We've had the draft. The schedules have come out. All this stuff. So when I was researching
We
this,
still got months to go though, right?
oh yeah.
Two.
But
I know. They're talking about it.
you're gonna win. You're at this moment in football where you're gonna win the Super Bowl this year. At least all football fans.
Now, didn't Babe Ruth play until he was?
He died when he was 53.
He was playing.
He played pretty much. I think. I'd have to look that
I
up.
thought it was into his 40s.
He may have.
Maybe Jack can look it up.
Yeah, how long he played. But at least for us and my family, draft night's a big deal because we're watching the Steelers, seeing who they're going to get, blah blah blah. So I think it was about the third round we got this guy, and I'll have to. You can pull up the picture later, but his name's Jennings Dunker. So just being excited about this dude, and when we drafted him, of course, I follow a lot of Steelers stuff on Instagram. Start getting flooded with all the draft picks, but he stood out above all the rest because he's a lineman from Iowa, and they started talking about this dude's insane diet.
Do you want to know about the Babe Ruth thing?
Yeah,
real
let's.
quick?
We can.
He played from 1914 until 1935, and he died in 1948.
He was 50 something like
He's
that, right?
53.
So yeah, he was.
Look at me,
he was
go
in his
math.
40s.
So yeah, he played.
He was LeBron James.
Yeah, but can you imagine doing that every day and getting up and playing? And like all this stuff, the video I watched, the joke was, he's done all this before he makes it to batting practice. He's already eaten all this stuff before he makes it to the field. But anyways, this Jennings Dunker guy, we're excited about him because
I spelled Jennings way wrong.
you did. Well, look at this. We're only getting the top of his head.
Whoa.
Eh?
My guy.
That unit right there.
Golly, save some of the women for the rest of us, dude.
Yeah. This, I will admit, I started noticing him when he was in Iowa because obviously the red mullet here and the mustache,
Yeah.
it's everything you want out of a man.
He put the tongue back in his mouth, though.
I mean, you got to run that 40.
You got to run.
However you can. But
What a specimen.
on draft night, I usually am like, all right, yeah, that's a good pick. Well, me and Maddox were texting back and forth, and I knew about this guy from Iowa and stuff, just watching college football. So I was like,
I feel like I need to bounce my eyes right now.
I started joking with Maddox. I was like, what are the odds we get Jennings Dunker? Because we've been talking about him and stuff, and Maddox was like, he texted me, and he's like, well, he's still on the board, and
You're still a nation. You ought to know.
we do need a lineman. And we got to looking, and he's like, we need his position. And so they come out and they announce him. I physically yelled, like, girly yelled, like just giddy.
Excitement,
Yeah.
I can't feel it
Yeah,
right now.
just
Yeah, okay.
woo! But anyways, like I said, so of course, you follow him and stuff like that, and me and Maddox are excited about him. But this diet thing keeps coming up about what he does to prep for game day and stuff. So this is.
I mean, just look at him. It looks like pack of Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, it's not quite as impressive as
Miller High Life.
It's not quite as impressive as Babe Ruth, but I will say this: I think it's a lot more food. So the night before, so this is before Saturday game day in Iowa. Here, 2 to 3 servings of pasta with meat marinara, a basket of bread rolls, and a 12-ounce steak, and 2 servings of fruit.
Good night.
Because you got to be healthy.
Yeah, you need a fruit.
So this is the night. This is prepping. This is what they call the preload. So then at 8:30 in the morning, or no, sorry, 8:30 at night, he does 3 hamburgers.
This is after 4
Yeah, this is after.
skinny meat sauce.
Yes. So
12-ounce steak.
yeah, so this is at night. 3 hamburgers, 3 bags of Lay's potato chips. Now I'm assuming they're the snack size or whatever.
Snack pack.
Hot chocolate, and various hydration mixes. Once again, you got to be hydrated.
Yeah.
It's important. So now we're on the game day. So at 7:15 in the morning, 4 slices of toast, 2 large bowls of Wheaties, a stack of pancakes, 2 chicken breasts.
Seems like a lot of gum.
Yeah. All right. So 9 o'clock. So we're at 7:15 to 9 o'clock. 4 more slices of toast and another chicken breast.
Yeah, 3 chickens have died.
Yes.
2 chickens have died for this.
So then from 9, now we're at 10:15. He does this gel packet thing they have. Honey Stinger waffle, Honey Stinger chews, and a drip drop hydration packet. And let me see here. Now that's now during the game, he has Powerade, water, another Honey Stinger waffle, and another thing of the Honey Stinger chews. All right, this is during the game. Now post game, he does a Culver's double bacon cheeseburger, a family size thing of cheese curds or onion rings with 3 sides of ranch.
It's the most Iowa thing I've ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he is 6'5", 300 pound, like a 320 pound lineman. So you saw his picture.
That's a lot of.
Yeah. So I'm in that mode right now where I'm like, and Maddox, you've heard it here first. Jennings Dunker leads us to the Super Bowl to beat the Green Bay Packers. And Aaron Rodgers throws that last touchdown pass
Of his career.
and then they zoom in on him and he winks at me because he owes me a Super Bowl for beating the Steelers when he was at Green Bay. That's my prediction.
Wow.
Winks at me.
Yeah, you specifically.
But here's a quote I found about him that I thought was fitting, since you already seen his picture. It says, in Iowa mythology, I didn't know they had Iowa mythology, but they do. It says he was begat by Thor, mating with a Valkyrie, in the back of a Trans Am with Freebird blasting on an 8-track. So the question is, if you're an elite athlete, what do? Do you go the Babe Ruth Jennings Dunker route, or do you do the LeBron James Tom Brady thing? Because both are successful.
They're both successful. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Babe died pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see about Jennings Dunker, but
Yeah, I don't know how I can keep that up.
yeah.
That's going to be probably something like you do during
But it
your
wasn't nothing
career.
like his health that got Babe Ruth, was it?
It was cancer, yeah.
It wasn't cancer.
It was cancer, yeah. They got him. So it wasn't like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I was surprised at his weight. Like at 215, I was like,
I actually don't believe that.
yeah, I don't know if that's right. or
Either
not,
either he wasn't 6'2",
but that may have been when he came in the league.
or he wasn't. He wasn't 215. Yeah. Yeah, when he first came in the league.
It's
man.
like when you first get your license, you're like, yeah, I'm a 180, 180, 170.
I can give my best stats right now too. But
Yeah. But it's crazy how that works. Like you have one guy that can spend millions of dollars on his body specifically for health reasons. Then you got guys like this that probably spend
Right.
maybe the same amount by the time the year's
I
done.
mean, you think about food-wise.
Well, just eating at Culver's, it would be
Yeah,
not
that,
anymore.
that Culver's meal alone was $30. I mean,
Yeah.
that's wild though, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, it kind of makes you think about the athletic fat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Athletic fat people. There's a guy on the internet, and I wish I'd saved the video now. He's like, this is peak male performance. He's just shirtless, and he looks like Big Country.
Is he roller skating?
Yeah.
Rollerblading? I see. I know what you're talking about.
And he's like doing this backflip on his skate pad. He's like it or not, this is peak male performance. And he looks like Roy Nelson, straight up. But he's got this mustache. And then he does like this, he kicks this soccer ball, like right in the goalpost, and then he like does another one-handed cartwheel thing, and then what's the other thing he did? Oh, he did like a double gainer off the diving board, double reverse gainer off the diving board. He did like a deadlift, looked like over 400 pounds in rollerblades. You know what I mean? He did all these different things. But there's something else he did, but I cannot remember what it was. But it was just like all these peak athlete stuff. Any athletic fat, just, you know, just naturally.
I mean, even like John Daly. I mean, he's a golfer, but like this dude just like drinks and smokes.
Yeah.
You know, he eats like McDonald's and stuff like that.
I was thinking like Bert Kreischer. He does that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But John Daly, I've watched him. He came out to, I think it was a St. Louis, throwing out a first pitch. And just like a man, dude, just walks out there. I think he was even barefoot. Walks out there. They give him the ball. He turns around from the mound, fires a strike. Goes out to the, I think it was, I forget where it's at, one of the NFL stadiums or football stadiums. And he's kicking field goals.
Yeah,
just,
no problem.
Boom, boom. He's like that. But yeah, he beat Tiger Woods hungover. Tiger Woods. You know, he goes out drinking and barely makes his tee time or something because he passes out in the car driving, you know, when they're driving him back. He falls asleep in the parking lot, and his tee time was early in the morning. And winds up beating Tiger Woods, who, you know, goes and works on his swing and, you know, works out and does all this other stuff. And it's like,
yeah, then you got John Daly, he's smoking on the,
yeah,
on the green, you know, he don't care. He don't have shoes on, not because he purposely did it, he just didn't have to be wearing shoes,
yeah.
You know, whatever he does. So.
But yeah, it's crazy how that can work, you know.
Well, you talk about Babe Ruth and that guy, Roy Nelson, I brought up Big Country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He just murders people.
Butterbean.
Mm-hmm. Roy, I forgot about Roy Nelson, Big Country. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, murdering guys.
Yeah, just destroying people.
Awesome.
And then doing the
hide your women.
Yep.
That's the way it is.
I mean, that's the kind of guy I would want. So
I could just.
What if I jack that all the time? Like that's what I would look for.
I'd have that persona if I was athletic, though.
Yeah. You got to work on that. Maybe start doing some backflips. And
Yeah. Can't do any backflips.
You can try.
I'm not real flexible.
We'll get it on the podcast. You can try.
This is how Coy
As of right now, Coy's going to learn how to do a backflip. You heard it here first. But I'll give a shout out to I always tease Maddox. He was like that. Like just
like fat?
No, he was not fat, but like he would do just like the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And somehow
It worked for him.
would be decent. Now, he wasn't Maddox. He wasn't superstar athlete, but he was good enough at his positions he played and stuff like that to get the job done.
Right.
Like my favorite one is the track when he ran track. These guys are over here. He was a 300-meter hurdle guy, and they're over there stretching and they're jumping the hurdles and running, and I'm like, look at Jack, and I'm like, where is Maddox? And here he comes, dressed up like Jesus, and then just is laying on the ground. Just laying back on the ground like that, not stretching, not nothing. And then just about wins the race.
Right.
You know, I think he came in like second or third or something. Just, it's time for me to go. So that's what I talked about. It's like, you're like John Daly. You're over there, you know, throwing back a beer, smoking a cigarette, and then you go run hurdles, you know. But yeah, it's crazy how that works out. Like how one guy can just be crazy obsessed with his health and stuff like that and be a good athlete. Then you have these guys.
Well, you know, you say that about Maddox, but if I said anything about especially Michaela, the other day we were talking about her track career at home, and she's like, "This is why I wasn't no good. You guys didn't support me." Sorry.
Now Maddox, like I said, you know, he was that guy you wanted on your team, though. Like he was that guy. Like, you know, he may not have been the superstar, but he would do the things that would win you the game. Especially when he was football and stuff like that. Like a lot of guys got a lot of stats and a lot of stuff, but like Maddox was the guy that was getting interceptions, getting the fumbles, doing the little things like that. He was really
undefinable.
Yeah, that's just not going to show up on. It's not going to show up too much on the stats.
Wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Wild card stats.
Yeah. Yeah, I need some Culvers now.
I just need a steak.
Yeah. Give me about 3 porterhouse.
Yeah, with either Ron Swanson, steak and a whiskey, and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Swanson meal pack.
That's right.
12-ounce steak? It's a big steak.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. That's a hoodocket. Right. So, the kids talk about aura farming these days.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what about aura farming?
I think so. That's when you're like kind of fishing for attention,
Well,
kind of deal.
kind of, but like whatever your pose is, it's like you're
Also, you have that like.
you're gaining aura.
That's gonna be mine.
When we went to Lake Michigan, right?
Just keep talking. I'll do this.
Okay, go ahead. You farm that aura. And so I'll talk to Jack. We're at Lake Michigan, and I was standing in the water, but I was kind of looking out toward the middle of the lake, just kind of enjoying the view or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I could hear Michaela behind me telling me, "Dad's aura farming," because I was standing kind of just looking into the sea.
You're probably just doing the dad thing.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
That was what I was doing exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Like I was like, "Can I see Chicago from here?" I was kind of staring across. Yeah, it was exactly that. So, but they always talk about the internet. It's always talking about like how Darth Vader in certain scenes in Star Wars was just aura farming. There's no
Mhm.
other reason for him to be like coming in with smoke and his lightsaber come up into darkness just to scare people.
Oh, that gets me though.
Just for the aesthetic of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the kids talk about aura farming. So I want to talk about the difference in some of our non-denominational Protestant church
Yeah.
things and that old school early church or Orthodox, even some Catholic aura
Mm-hmm.
that they've got compared to our churches. And so one thing I want to bring up is there's these Georgian monks.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like, are we talking like the state?
Not the
Or
state.
The Russia, regular Russia there?
yeah.
Okay.
This is what would that be? Carpathian Mountains. The monks in the Carpathians.
Absolutely.
So they have this tradition in Orthodoxy where like the monks or these monastic people,
Mm-hmm.
they try to have this relationship or a communion almost with wildlife, and they see that as living a peaceful life. It's like you'll see these monks, and we talked about that Doug Pernecki up in Alaska and how the
Yep.
birds would come and land on him and stuff. He just had this peace about him that they would come there, and so the monks would try to have this peace about him where like the wildlife is unaffected by their presence or even drawn to them in a certain way. So these monks in the Carpathian Mountains and these Georgian monks, they'll have these relationships with wolves and bear. And so this is a small picture. Boy, I wish that was bigger on mine.
Yeah, I can get it bigger, but I just gotta get there first.
And you can
I
watch
was trying
videos.
to do it while you were talking.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you can watch videos on these guys. Like, they'll just hang out with these wolves, play with them, feed them, and they have this kind of relationship with them. And for hundreds of years, they've had these kind of things with bears, wolves, all kinds of wildlife in their area. You don't see this from pastors whose churches are storefronts.
Yeah.
They have the TikTok name church. Why are we not in our traditions hanging out with wolves?
Yeah. I guess I'll just start bringing ghosts to church.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
He is kind of a wolf.
Yeah, he's kind of got that look.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more of a pansy than a wolf, but
But this is a holy man I'll follow.
yeah.
You keep wolves?
A leader of wolves.
Yeah. Wolves are cool with you? I'm cool with you.
I can get behind that.
You know what I mean? This man has peace in his soul. He can tame wolves or bear.
This is like that Mel Gibson when he in Lethal Weapon, when the dogs get ready to attack him, and he does that like little thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then the dog's his pet.
Well, what about you said that, what about Crocodile Dundee
Oh yeah.
with the water buffalo? Remember that?
You laugh, but I think I have that.
Oh, you can do that.
I think I could do this. Yeah. Jack laughs at me all the time because I think like even animals that are kind of sketchy, I think I can calm them down.
I want this in our church.
Yeah.
We need to be at our church at Emmaus Road. Jeremy and his pack of wolves.
You're back flipping. I'll have a bear.
Do our children count as a pack of wolves?
I mean, raising Noah.
Mowgli.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Raising my no-no. He's
But-
he's more dangerous than a wolf.
But check out, we'll talk about oil farming. Check this dude out though. I mean, his whole aesthetic. I feel like we're losing something. This is my whole point. I feel like we're losing something. We're going backwards instead of forwards. We're not more sophisticated or holy.
Mm-hmm.
This man's wearing robes and such.
Yeah, and he's like gonna kiss this wolf too.
I know it.
Like it's not like I just walked up beside a wolf and was like, "Hey."
Well, check out these. We talked about these guys before too. The schema monks.
Mm-hmm.
Schema.
Schema.
Not that one.
Wrong
Not
one.
Not that guy. Either.
Not that guy. That's for later.
Not that guy. I've got it marked.
Well, if we need to downsize, I think I know who could go.
Maybe alone. Well,
She's rusty. We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
It says schema monks.
Yeah.
We gave her a month
I don't know
vacation.
why. It should have come up with the rest of them, but it didn't.
I'm going to get better quality pictures too. I keep saving them small. I need to save them larger.
Oh yeah, I remember these guys. That
Yeah.
I love.
So
I would wear that.
you have to. It's a hot order.
Yeah, you can't just wear it.
You can't just wear it. Like I saw a hoodie with these designs on it, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this schema hoodie. And then in the comments, I was like, from Orthodox folks, they're like, it's really disrespectful to
Yeah.
wear this.
Because you got to put in some work for that.
Yeah, these men dedicate their whole lives to it. I mean, it looks cool, but if you're doing it just for looks, you're not
Mhm.
understanding what they're about.
Yeah. It is.
Dang on, they look cool. Man, they look cool. They got aura, guys.
It reminds me of the bad wizards in Willow.
Yeah.
But all these symbols mean stuff. Like these are the Orthodox crosses, obviously.
Well, have you seen the Demon Hunters lead singer? His robe.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it had that much stuff on it. All the stuff with the light, all the different words and the crosses and.
I didn't look at all that.
Oh yeah, I'll just send you that video. Like yeah, he breaks it down like what everything means
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well, that's what I was going to talk about too. Is like there is a symbolism to a lot of things that we don't even think about. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. You know, we don't understand. Like we've lost something. So anyhow, we'll get back to that. So you were looking at there's some churches there, and even here at our church, our sanctuary does not look sanctuary-like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, have you seen like this is kind of a stretch from what we're talking about, but like what Taco Bell used to look like versus now, and McDonald's and
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and how like they were kind of
Yeah, they look
like festive, and now they're just like these like gray and black square buildings and stuff.
yeah, they look like sanitized,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
when you eat, but it looks
Mhm.
like
No, you don't.
no, it's depressing.
Not in McDonald's, you don't.
Right.
You don't want sanitation.
So look like that we've been here. This is
Is this Notre Dame?
yes, Saint what is it? Saint something Basilica.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's been a while ago too.
It's the Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart
Sacred.
Basilica. That's right. So we've been here. And that's a terrible picture, but one thing we both said when we were at Sacred Heart Basilica, we walked in, there was just a moment of just, oh, we're reverent.
Yeah. The music helped too.
Yeah,
Big old
you've
pipe
got
organ.
massive pipe organ
Oh my
playing,
gosh, yeah.
beautiful music. I mean, like Ave Maria was playing when we walked in. So there was something about it that you felt like the weight.
Mm-hmm.
You felt the weight of that in the moment. And so one thing glory means is like this weight, this
Mhm.
intensity of it. And so there's some aura there, I guess you would say. So we've been there. There's another one, Jack. And we've been here too. This is St. Meinrad
Mm-hmm.
Church. These are local, so we've kind of been to these places. Same thing here. You walked in and there was like just a feeling, you know what I mean, that we're not getting in our raised stage, concert lights, you know what I mean, fluorescent,
Yeah.
storefront,
With your white Jesus and your girl coffee.
non-denominational, yeah, preaching in my sweatpants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do feel like an attitude that I used to have, and I don't know that it's not sinful. Let me just say that. But my attitude about it was sinful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew better, or I know more, or this is unnecessary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This was overkill.
This is overkill.
Yeah.
That I felt like, I don't know that I had more wisdom or that I thought knew more about it than, hundreds of years or centuries of church tradition and history that I felt like they probably didn't know as much as I knew or understood.
Yeah. These guys that have dedicated their lives.
They misunderstood grace to the point we did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all this stuff was all institutions of men and not of God. And Jordan Peterson says something about tearing down pillars for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's foolish to tear down traditions for no reason. And I think some of that has occurred. I'm not against somebody who's preaching in blue jeans or shorts now.
Yeah.
But I'm saying isn't there also a place?
Yeah, I think so. It's funny. I saw a video the other day, and it might go with this a little bit, where this dude was breaking down like how all the different denominations started, and there was one common theme to everything. It was like this guy didn't like what this guy was doing, so he started this.
Right. I knew better.
Yeah, and it kind of has that same kind of attitude, and it's like I got thinking about it, and it's like, at what point does it become ridiculous?
Mm-hmm.
Like where you're just like, hey, we have some differences, but we can't work this, and we're supposed to be the people that are, supposed to work this stuff out.
Yeah. Well, even here in our church, wouldn't it be easiest for you to like, oh, Pastor Coy says this, but I disagree with him on that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. On most of the issues that divide us, you could be that way.
Yeah.
Until you get into like nature of the Trinity or salvation, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and there absolutely is stuff that
There's certain doctrines you can't
can.
part from.
Yeah.
But on a greater scheme of things, I think,
Yeah.
But one thing I was going to say is some of the architecture in these places, we can't even do anymore.
Yeah.
Not this place. Now this we could do, but there's some of these church buildings and architecture that I don't know if it's even achievable for us now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at, and it's not just churches, by the way. I'm talking about our culture as a whole. When you see some of these older things that are being remodeled and redone to the standards of today, the archways aren't done the same. You can't get marble in this scope. A lot of these floors are completely marble, Italian marble, shipped in, are hand carved.
Yeah, so I was going to say it's handmade.
Yeah.
Handmade quality stuff.
And now we do so much by CAD design, computer automated design, or
probably
algorithm and AI, that we're losing the skills to do those kind of things. And so it seems kind of heavy, but I was going to ask you, do you think there will be a day, we've kind of lost the plot on this, do you think there will be a day we won't have live concerts anymore?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's I forget what they're called now, but you can buy something now, these I don't think they're meta glasses, maybe they are, but it was like this virtual thing, like you can go and like watch a sporting event from a seat in the stadium.
Oh.
And so I could see that where
the point of the whole stadium is that you've got 15,000 other crazy fans like you there.
Yeah, and I totally would hate that. Because I know for us, like I said, obviously we're big sports fans and stuff, and like watching a Steelers game on TV, it's fun. We have traditions where we wear jerseys. I have a Thor hammer I smack Maddox in the head with while he's wearing a hard hat, a Steelers hard hat. Every time they score a touchdown, I jump up off the couch, boom, drop him. But for Christmas one year, we got to go to Pittsburgh and watch an AFC North, whoever won the conference. It was like a conference championship game type deal on Christmas in Pittsburgh.
In the stadium.
Yeah, and like
smelling the smells.
You can hear Renegade on the TV when they're playing it, but when you're there,
you feel it.
Oh yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah.
So
we always talk about that with concerts too.
Yeah.
You don't hear the music, even in your car stereo, like you do out of those concert speakers when the bass hits and you're like feeling it.
Yeah, we've talked about, and I know you've, me and you've talked about it where we went and saw somebody and been like, and bought the CD and then listened to it in the car and it's like, it just doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit the same.
So much music is made, and now with hard like old AI music and stuff like that. But we're going to lose certain skill sets if we're not careful,
Yeah.
right? And some knowledge that we have now, if it's not on the internet, we don't have those books anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so hard copies of books are going away. People carrying their Bibles, that's going away.
Yeah, and that stuff devastates me because I like, especially for books, like I've tried to do the like read on my phone and tablets and stuff like
And
that.
we do audio. We like audio.
Yeah, I like audiobooks, but they're still, once again, about opening a book and
reading it off pages.
having it in your hand.
Yeah, and so what I'm afraid of is some EMP attack happens or the internet goes down. That stuff's eventual.
Mm-hmm.
It's not maybe, it's when.
Yeah.
That stuff's eventual. What does our society go back to?
Yeah.
In that case, in that moment.
Probably panic.
Probably feral. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Straight panic.
Well, think about it. Do we know how to smell iron? Could you smell iron? Go bust up rock and could we make paper? Could we tan a deer hide or any of those things?
Yeah, probably most of the people know.
Most people not. It's going to be a rare skill set, and our forefathers did all those things.
Mm-hmm.
They raised crops. They hunt. They would keep. They would keep bees, milk cows. All the things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we don't know how to do any of that.
Yeah, that's why I said panic because.
Panic.
Well, I mean, you think about like, I always make fun of my boys because like, if they're having some kind of issue on their phone, and we usually go to Jack for that, and she's like, "Oh, let me see it," and she'll take their phone and she's trying to figure it out, and it's not like it's probably 30 seconds. They're like, already reaching for. So the withdrawals from not having like social media,
Not being plugged
and
in.
being plugged in, I think that would take a lot
Yeah.
of people just to the anxiety and all that stuff would be through the roof.
We're talking about camping this weekend, and like one of the great things about that, especially where you're at, if you don't have signal,
Mm-hmm.
you're disconnected. But if you can get plugged in, then
Mm-hmm.
like you got to read your Bible instead of just memorizing the verse.
Yeah.
Ask Google, then it's a problem. But so what do you think spiritually we might be losing also? Because we think, like we said, we think we know
Mhm.
more than they knew in the first century
Well,
or
I
the 5th century, even. Up to the days of like Jan Hus and Martin Luther and these guys.
Mhm.
Because certain things were handed down orally. There was a tradition handed down, and the world used to be structured that way. So you had a master and apprentice,
Mhm.
or you would have a rabbi and his disciples,
Yes.
right? And so you would hand things down. And so one thing the Bible would teach us is, you have the scriptures, but also don't neglect that which is handed down for you,
Mhm.
one apostle to the next. These traditions that are handed down.
Mhm.
And so the world used to be structured in a way that this knowledge that I'm passing down to you is sacred. And I'm not talking just religious or church or spiritual knowledge. I'm talking everything was done this way. The carpentry was handed down, one master to the apprentice,
Mhm.
right? And then he would hand down things that he learned on top of that, and you would almost gain skill from each passing instead of losing
Yeah.
it. Like my master taught me these things, but I also learned this along the way. So you would hopefully gain
Mhm.
in knowledge. And because it was revered so much, it was very intentional on being accurate when you passed it down. And people would be sticklers on things, not because they were prudes or because they were, just being anal about things, but because it was significantly important that this not get lost in the handing it down. And I know older guys who are like, it's so important for me to teach this to somebody.
Mhm.
And
Well, I think we've kind of lost that too because like I've been in jobs where they would purposely
not
not teach you something
Exactly.
because they don't want you.
job security.
Yeah, if I know how to do this and you don't, well, I'm not teaching you because then you might take my job.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I worked in some places like that where it was like, you know, they would purposely just like wouldn't tell you nothing.
Yeah, we should have especially as Christians, we should have a procreative mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to disseminate this as much as I can. I want a legacy of this,
Mm-hmm.
and not to have a legacy for me, but because it's important that this gets handed down. It's like if I were to plant an oak tree now, I'll never benefit from that tree. Maybe I'm 44, but the next generation will, and so it's for that progeny,
Yeah.
or future generations to enjoy. And if it dies with me, then I have failed as a human being. My job is to go forth, be fruitful, and multiply.
There you go. Yeah.
And so if you're not handing these things down, and so even scripture is so important. We have the Bible, it's maintained by the church. God also has maintained by his mercy and his will through all these generations. We have the scriptures, but I think we've lost something by scorning the traditions of our fathers for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For no other purpose except for that's old and outdated. Let's get rid of it.
Well, what's crazy is too, and we see this a lot. The older you get, the more you see things come full circle.
Right.
Like we were talking about those monks with the robes, and it's like the first thing I thought of was like, I'd like to wear that.
Exactly that. Yeah.
But teenage me in the Methodist church wearing the robe for being an acolyte.
All right.
I was like, this is retarded.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Why do I have to wear this stupid dress looking thing?
You can't say that. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I can. Yes, I can. I can do what I want.
You do.
But that's
the 5 people who are watching.
Yeah. Email me. But that's how I thought, But now I find myself kind of coming. I don't think you're in the same boat, full circle.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where I kind of did that, where it was like, we grew up with the Methodist Church, and there's a lot of tradition and stuff there that I absolutely disliked.
Right.
And now I find myself kind of coming back to that and wanting more of that than.
Yeah. Yeah. Youth is wasted on the young. So I've said 1,000 times.
Yeah,
I wish
that.
I knew everything I know now when I was 20 years old. But and it's the reason we have youth leaders who are doing communion with goldfish crackers and Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
You've lost the symbolism of this. You forgot the reverence.
Yeah, that's a sacrament.
Exactly that. And so, and that's one thing I think I'm not saying we all convert to Orthodoxy or,
I think you are.
Byzantinian Catholicism, but
I'm going to be one of them Georgian dudes.
Maybe a schema monk. But what I do say is, like, isn't there a value to certain traditions of men?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
That are handed down from one generation to the next.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And to do away with those has been foolish, and we should correct that. When you see something that's on a path that's wrong, and you refuse to correct your course, is where it begins to go from a mistake to a sin.
Mm-hmm.
Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Like it goes from being like you were wrong on something to now you're a fool about it
Mm-hmm.
because you will not correct your course. You know what I mean?
And like you said, over just being stubborn, really.
Yeah. But in course correction, there has to be wisdom.
Yeah.
And
we've talked about it a little bit too. I think, especially like with, the Catholics and stuff, like how much of they get a bad rap a lot of times because of the issues and stuff throughout history, where it wasn't always, they didn't always do a good job of representing Christ.
Yeah.
And it seems like we're a culture now of like, oh, this guy messed up and this guy messed up, so the whole thing must be messed up.
Well, isn't it funny the history that you get from one side is completely different than the other?
Mm-hmm.
And the truth sometimes lies right in the middle.
Yeah.
But sometimes the truth just wasn't what you thought it was
Yeah.
on a lot of those things. And certain things we know are true,
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. Like, there was some overreaching all the way across the board.
Yeah. And I think you're always going to have that no matter what. Like until, like you said, until unless and just something happens where everybody gets on the same page, I think you're always gonna have.
Well, don't we see it now with like all the private jets?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah, that's what I
scandals?
was going to say. Like it kind of aggravates me a lot of times. You know, me and Jack's had these discussions before where it's like, you know, especially the Catholics and stuff like that, because you know, like you look at somebody like Father Mike, who's legit.
We love it.
Yeah, legit dude. And you know, we're going to discredit.
He watches. We love you,
Yeah.
Father Mike.
Everything. Are we going to discredit everything he says because some pope back in the medieval times was a little corrupt?
Yeah.
But then, like the evangelical side of it was like, we have all these guys, you know, taking advantage of their congregation, taking their money so they can get in a private jet, have millions upon millions of dollars in their house and stuff like that. And it's like, how is that any different? But nobody seems to harp too much on that.
No, you got the spiritual advisor to the president saying that, like, I know somebody in this room right now is going to give me $1,000.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. It's like,
yeah. And you just want to be like, no.
no.
Like, come on.
Why are we not speaking out against this stuff? But one thing I just feel like there is a richer, there's a richer culture of the spirit available that we should be tapping into. And so when I said be careful about course correction, have you ever been driving your car and get off the road a little bit and then overcorrect? And overcorrection can be fatal.
Yep.
Right? More dangerous than
Yep.
the course if you just stayed off the road a little bit.
Yep.
The overcorrection can be fatal. And so we have to be careful about course correction.
Yeah.
Like you can overdo it.
There's a tree about 30 minutes from here that would agree with that.
That guy had the biggest Trump signs. That right where you hit that tree, have you seen him?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh man, he's got it.
Yeah. But that's exactly what happened. It was raining, went around a curve, started to skid just a little bit, and I saw this ditch on the other side, which I maybe could have just and went down the road.
Out. Yeah.
But no, panic set in, jerked the wheel, overcorrect, then there was the tree.
Yeah. Wasn't that the artist in the ambulance? Late night.
Oh,
That's like a Thrice song.
we just listened to Thrice too.
And that was one of the songs.
It was.
The artist in the ambulance.
Yeah, we just listened to that
Yeah.
song, so I should know.
Yeah, that's all right. This. Oh, and by the way, Sunfire.
Yeah.
Pontiac. Let's go. but
That was her last ride.
yeah, so I'm careful about that. So I don't know if we can play this song or not, but there is a last thing I'm going to talk about. I don't know what else you got. There is a guy named Father Dionysius. I'm going to say Dionysius Tempakis.
Mm-hmm.
Dionysius Tempakis, and he's an Orthodox priest. And he's got an album out called.
I can bring up his picture.
There he
That's
is. It's a terrible picture of him.
But that's all I can
But he's in his 50s. She looks, with that white beard, maybe a little older than 50s there.
Oh man, he's playing the 7-string guitar too.
Yeah, it's called Paradise Metal.
Paradise Metal.
And so he's mixing Byzantine Orthodox music and modes into metal. And he's got an album out called Paradise Metal.
Think we could get him at the church?
Yeah, I think he's got great aura also.
Yeah. I mean, just that. Just that picture.
So I had some music pulled up. Our internet's not working right now. To play for you from Dionysius Tempakis.
It'd be good. It'd be a good homework assignment. Go listen.
He's from Nafplio, Greece. And that's a really. He's written some books, I think. But he's also just an awesome. There's another guy. I'm trying to remember. He plays this thing called Urdu, and he's like Ethiopian. No, I'm wrong with it. Egyptian, maybe.
Oh, we got him.
some of it is like, what's even going on here? But you've got to be into that tradition, you know. But he also plays this ancient instrument too. I don't know what it's called. That's not it, but
The 7-string?
Yeah.
It kind of is. It's from the 1900s.
but there's this other dude that plays the Urdu. I sent you some of his videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that are pretty good. He's a I think he's Egyptian in some Christian church. I don't know if it's Coptic in Egypt or is it.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what it's called there either. So forgive me, brother. Great guy. Love to hear him talk.
So, I mean, on scales 1 to 10, as the resident guitarist of the group,
He's got skill. Again, some of it you're not gonna. You know, it's. I feel like Eastern music is a lot like Eastern Christianity. Our Western minds don't get it. Certain things. It's like we're only seeing part of the picture. Music wise, in Eastern, they have these semitones. So you hear like the you know, it's like they have these semitones that to our ear maybe sound a little bit off key, but to theirs, it's it mimics the voice, it mimics emotionally what you're going through. You know, they have a larger scale and different modes that we play in. So it's almost like a different world in certain cases.
Yeah, we're not that deep.
The same thing with Eastern Christianity. It's a lot different. Where a lot of times we think about courtroom, you know, our sin was judged on the cross and Christ being the judge, and those things are scriptural. But we have this courtroom mentality, you know, even with Satan being the accuser, and we have Christ who's our defender, and our good deeds and our bad deeds are going to be weighed, and this kind of thought pattern in the West. In the East, it's much more like the sick needing a doctor. And so you come to the church for healing. And so they have a lot of different just kind of core, and not that that's not something we don't talk about here, but it's much more the core center of their faith. Where we will argue about whether you're once saved, always saved, and all these different other things, they're much more concerned about we're sinners, we're broken, we're hurting, we need a savior, we need a healer, have mercy on us. Lord Jesus, have mercy on us. And I've even heard Western pastors make fun of Orthodox traditions, Eastern traditions, because they're like, oh, they're always just Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy all the time. But it's like, buddy, when you need mercy,
that's what we need. Yeah.
when you know you're in need of mercy, it's good to know that that's where God is. So, yeah. So that's what I was saying. We are in danger of missing a lot of, losing a lot of things. I don't think we're that much better off.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, now. Because of all our comforts and not saying we abandon those things, but maybe we need to get back to 3-4 steaks a day.
Some Culvers.
Yeah.
Some ranch.
You know what I mean? They're simpler. When you had steak and eggs, that's all you need to make it.
I mean, it's good.
This is good spiritual food.
Yeah. But anyways, real quick, this is a total 180, but I'm getting a second crack at Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
I am.
Yeah. You think you're getting this time?
I hope so. I'm gonna try fighting. I decided, or maybe not fighting. Maybe I'll tame him.
Yeah.
Bring him to church.
What I was gonna say, what if you meet him and he's like, oh, I'm saved.
What if he's an Orthodox? Got the
He's like, brother in Christ.
yeah.
Chill out.
That would be awesome. But no, we're going to the Red River Gorge, right? For a Bigfoot festival.
They feel like this is a place where they gather?
Yes. Actually, I'll give a shout out to my manager at work, my boss, Mr. Doug.
Dig.
He has started Instagram called Backroads and Daydreams, and it's Jeep content. So they go on when they go on these road trips and stuff like that, and he has a really good video right now where they go to, it was somewhere in Colorado. They hit this like ghost town.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Doug, don't put ducks on your Jeep.
Oh, it's too late.
It's too late. Ducks everywhere.
It's too late.
We're losing something.
Yeah.
That's true.
But But no, he's got, like I said, he's got a really good video of him going through this old like mining town. It's ghost, it's been abandoned and stuff like that.
Can he explain the ducks?
Maybe we can.
I don't know why I'm hung up on it. I should let it go.
Yeah.
But-
Well, I didn't understand it at first either. Maddox, when we got the Jeep Liberty, he was getting ducks and stuff all the time, and it was like, I'm like, why are you collecting rubber ducks? Like, why? He's like, oh, it's people just put them on your Jeep. I'm like, oh, that's the first time I heard about it.
Okay.
But shout out to him. We're gonna go down there with him, and they're gonna do some trails and film some content for their Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. He's also tired of working and trying to make it as a YouTube Jeep guy.
Backroads and Daydreams is
That's his Instagram, and I believe it's his YouTube also.
Doug, teach us about the ducks. Or abandon them altogether.
Yeah, if Doug listens to this like he says he does,
Let's get to the bottom of it.
explain the ducks. Yeah,
Maybe he'll be our first guest.
yeah, that'd be cool.
To
Hey,
get to the bottom of it.
Doug also knows a lot about whiskey, so
Yeah,
we could have a nice little whiskey and cigar discussion or something. So.
yeah. And steaks.
and Jeeps and ducks and
Bigfoot.
yeah, Bigfoot.
And we'll teach him about Skimo monks.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, peace. It's been fun. We'll have to do it again.
Maybe in a week
2
or
months.
two.
Yeah.